Oh my God. I almost forgot how to start because, like, you're not here.
I know. It's like it's weird with us not being in the same space and doing this.
The elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for
Hi.
watching and tuning in to another episode of Take the Stairs. I'm going to take off my glasses so we don't have this glare situation. But yeah, I haven't worn contacts in months because why? Why?
Why?
Why are
What
we
reason
making
is there
efforts?
to? Okay. Shoot, like I said earlier, I took a shower for you today.
Oh, yes. I took my weekly shower just for you, Marcus. I hope you're
I
happy.
appreciate it. I really do, and I hope you appreciate my efforts as well.
Yes.
But I'm still serving you
hmm
cabin fever couture.
Yes,
I've been
yes,
wearing the same outfit for like a week
yes.
because
Why?
why not?
Why?
Right.
Welcome to the quarantine edition of Take the Stairs.
Yes. Hopefully, the only quarantine video that we have to do during this
Hopefully,
time.
but if not, it's just fine. We can do this.
Absolutely. Like
This is not a sacrifice. It's
yeah,
fine
it's
compared
really
to what's
not
happening
like
out there. It's not.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if we have to do 2 quarantine videos or however many,
However
so be
many.
it. Let's just pray that it ain't that many.
Let's hope. Let's hope. I would like to be in the presence of actual people again.
Yes.
hmm In
Oh
more
my
ways than one.
goodness. Oh, absolutely. I picked up that drift. Trust me. I
Oh
get it.
Lord. All right. So how have you been
Yes.
handling everything? We should do a catch up.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So let's see. Should I start from the beginning of the quarantine and like
Yeah,
just
because like our
go?
last episode was what, like early March. That sounds right.
I think we released in early March, but we filmed it in
It was probably
February.
filmed late February, but I think our last episode was out early March. So let's just start with the early March-ish situation.
Child, if you ask me, it's Blur's Day of November, Neverary 2017. I don't know. Okay, so when this all started to go down, my hours at my full time job got cut. So I was cut down to part time, which to me was very frustrating.
Absolutely.
Um, then within a few days after that, they let us go. Yes, and then like the city just started to shut down. Businesses were shutting down around us. At first, I was still moving around like a normal person because I didn't really take this whole thing seriously. I
Yeah.
thought and a part of me still believes that this is a big conspiracy that they created and are doing what they're doing, and that's a whole nother story because I don't want to get into that right now, but basically in the beginning I was not a believer. I did not believe that what's happening is actually happening. um Over the weeks, like I have become more like let's see, I want to say, because what, this happened in the middle of March, so those first two
Mm-hmm.
weeks I was being like, I started to be more cautious. I was getting the supplies, the gloves, the sprays. I was wiping stuff down. um and just trying to keep myself mentally sane because I was like, okay, every day I'm hearing something bad happen. I started to learn about people that I knew who were sick, people, my coworkers,
Yeah.
um, and it just became too much. I know a few people who have died, or they were died, or like they died in the midst of this. Because
Yeah.
one thing I do know is, and I saw some press conferences about this, where even if you are not necessarily dying from the virus itself, they're
Mm-hmm.
still categorizing your death as a COVID death,
Related.
COVID related death. So literally,
Mm-hmm.
you can go in and your toe could be infected, and they have to chop your toe off. And because you hemorrhage from your toe to death, that means that you died from the virus or a
If
COVID
you had it,
related
yeah.
death. Yeah. Um, but so let's see. So with that, then like April was not easy at all. I spent like the first 3 weeks of April, um, really every other day was like, what's today going to be? Do I need to get out of bed? Do I need to do anything? Praying and checking in with people, or rather, people were checking in with me, and like we were just trying to keep each other uplifted, spiritually uplifted, and knowing that, this is a temporary situation. And we honestly don't think that this is going to go on for much longer, especially now that they are starting to open certain places up. I do think, and I'm so appreciative of Cuomo for this, because even though I would love for us to get back to our regular lives, I'm also grateful that he's taking his time to come up with a plan of action to slow the spread down. Absolutely. And allow us to be able to open up, so that way we don't be like, oh, we're just going to open up and, then we end up worse than we were before. And, we don't know what could actually happen. I pray that does not become the case. Then let's see, what else have I been doing? Sewing masks. So I'm sewing masks.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a friend of mine a couple weeks ago donated tons of fabric to me and like supplies. And so I've been here sewing masks. I try to do like at least 10 a day, just to, and it gives me something to do, gives me some purpose.
Absolutely.
As well as for my more creative, when I tell you,
I've seen.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to start with that.
Of course.
I'm going to start with, I have been as you know, if you follow me on social media, I have been creating these crazy little videos. I call them one-man musicals, where the first video I did was just on a whim, and I was really bored, and I had this like big thing of this green sequin fabric, and it reminded me of Dreamgirls. So then I said, I'm gonna do that whole scene and play every character. So I literally did that, recorded it myself 6 times, because there's 6 characters in that scene.
Yes.
At least in the movie version. And just spliced it together and used the song. And then I was like, okay, people think this is funny. They like it.
It was
so
cute.
And then I was like, let me do a few more scenes from the movie. And then I just started doing a couple of other different like movie scenes. I did The Little Mermaid, and people are loving that. This mermaid, May is Mermay.
Mermaid.
So, yeah, it's like the in the mermaid community, it's the International Month of Mermaids.
Yes.
So I feel grateful for that, and I got to do like a impromptu collaboration with a friend. You may know him, James, Eric Williams.
Yeah,
Eric Williams. He did a video of him doing Poor Unfortunate Souls on TikTok. And I was like, well, I've already done Part of Your World in the reprise. This is and I was gonna do Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to do the whole song. Then I need some black fabric to dress up as Ursula.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how am I going to make this work? Then he did it, and I was like, okay. And I talked to him about it. I was like, do you mind if I like do something with this? He was like, go for it. I showed him the video, and he loved what I did with it.
Yes.
So I'm grateful for that. My first collaboration.
Come on, collab.
Yes. Then let's see, what else have I been up to besides trying to stay sane? I've been meditating, growing spiritually. I've gotten back into dancing because I want to like get stronger as a performer during this time period. Because just because we're on this hiatus does not mean that we should not still be perfecting our skills. And writing. So I've been doing some more writing, because why not?
We got time.
I finished drawing my comic book the first couple weeks, so
yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna digitally color that, and then hopefully have that out soon. So yeah, I know I've been like taking over for the past like 10 minutes, so
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, it's just been a lot, Like I'm grateful for my my roommates and my family. My mom sends me like care packages every few weeks of stuff to help keep me afloat. My unemployment still hasn't gone through and been approved yet. So, but hey, that retro pay gonna be mighty nice.
Yes, it will be. Yes,
oh,
it
yes,
will.
It's gonna be mighty nice.
Oh, yes, it will.
So, and I don't know if this is in your notes, but I'm just gonna say this.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that I am really challenging myself with during this time period, because it is easier to fall into a slump or a depression right now. Like, I do know some people who are very close to me who are not taking this situation very well.
Mm-hmm.
Because our lives were literally turned upside down
Oh,
within
yeah.
a matter of days.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
But I want to come out of this situation better than I walked in.
Good.
And I know it's easy to say, but it's like, and some people may see this as a far-fetched ideal, but I do see a part of this situation as a blessing in disguise, because I know for me personally, at the beginning of the, actually no, I want to say in October of 2019, I made a goal that by March I was going to leave my job.
Didn't say how.
I didn't say how, but I had an idea how. But I made that goal in my mind that I was gonna do what I had to do to be able to get out of my full-time job and get back into performing and all of that. I was auditioning before all of this went down. And I was like, oh great, the year that I decided to actually really get back into it is when. But yeah, my ultimate goal is to walk out of this better than I did and just remain sane, safe, and healthy.
Good.
And sane.
Good. Absolutely.
What about you?
I've been dealing with it as well. Like, my plans in life flipped upside down like everybody else's. I was supposed to be in the middle of Kinky Boots right now, but the situation. And by the time I got the call that it wasn't happening, I had prepared myself. I prepared myself mentally, so I was okay with that news because I'm like, no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
So, since then, I've just been here. The first couple, I honestly was thinking, oh, it's just going to be a couple of weeks, but then I was like, no, this is going to be a real thing. And I've been doing a lot of writing. I finished a few drafts of my one-man show, wrote some music for it. I've been in a pretty creative space. There were a couple of weeks where I just sat around and watched How to Get Away with Murder. Let's just be real. It was me and Viola, me and Annalise Keating, I was like, ooh, and then what happened? That was my life. But I have been pretty much on a creative sort of journey for the past few weeks with writing music. And I finally learned GarageBand, so I'm in there just playing around. I made some tracks for the songs that I want in the show, just so I can rehearse. And it's just like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit more empowered and creative to do some things. So who knows? There may be a music project. I don't know, but that's kind of where my head is right now because it's something I can do by myself. I don't need a bunch of people. I have a lot of the equipment that I had bought for Take the Stairs for this can double as the music equipment, so I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
And what else? I've been teaching my yoga, a couple classes a week. One of them is on IG Live, and yeah, that's kind of been what I've been up to, and just really kind of coming back to me and figuring out who I am outside of the business and because I will be honest, I haven't missed it. I haven't missed the grind and the auditions and that thing. I haven't missed that musical theater life I thought I might. And that's opened my eyes to okay, so are there other things that you still want to do creatively? And it's been pushing me in a different direction in terms of prioritizing the stuff that I can control a little bit more. Because so much in that musical theater world is not in your control. So
very true.
I have been like I said, prioritizing that solo show, prioritizing the music, all of that. So that's kind of been
Absolutely.
what I've been up to the past
Yeah.
few weeks. Yeah.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
piggyback off of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think that for us as artists and us as creatives, um, well, let me start with this.
Uh-huh.
I feel more creative now than I did before because I don't have obligations or worldly things to distract me.
Correct.
So what else do I have right now than to be in a creative space?
Mm-hmm.
That's why these video, like I literally put this on my Instagram yesterday. I feel like I've done more acting and played more roles in the past month just doing these ridiculous videos than I have in the past few years
Exactly.
here in New York. And I'm in control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in control. I can say, okay, I want to play Mimi in Rent today. I know this is goofy, but
Yeah.
I want to play Mimi in Rent today. So I'm going to get my curly wig and a blue pair of tights if I have them. Or if I don't, see if I have some fabric and make it. And, you know, get in front of my wall here and just kick my face a little bit. And
Absolutely.
it's okay. I also feel that right now, like the thing that I've said since the beginning of really before this year even started, 2020 is the year of clarity. It's a year of vision. It's a year of revelation, and not the biblical sense. I don't want to think that far.
Yeah.
But in a way, yes. Right now, the veil is being lifted. We don't have our worldly falsified facades or identities, whatever you want to say, our worldly selves to hide behind. So now it's like, okay, you don't have that job to validate you. You don't have this thing over here or that thing over there, whatever your thing is to validate you. Now all you have is yourself.
It's you.
It's you. And like, I think about this because right now, like the one thing that I'm missing most is being able to go to a fabric store and to get my hair cut. And my man. But it's like, okay, well, I can't get a haircut right now. The only way I can manage to do that is if I end up buying a pair of clippers because my clippers died a few months ago. Yeah, so it's not that like I've been looking like Wolfman Puck over here. I can't go to fabric stores because they're all closed down, and unfortunately, fabric online is really difficult to get right now, and they're actually upping the prices on a lot of things, and they're only like selling stuff that you can make masks with. So it's not like I can go buy some good shiny bedazzled fabric to make a dress with. So yeah, we don't have those things to hide behind anymore. So now it's like the veil is lifted and people's true selves are being shown. Yeah. Whether it be good or bad. And it's like you have no choice but to really sit and deal with yourself and certain things that you need to get through during this time period.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, we get a little deep on these episodes.
We always do. Always.
Also,
and I
thought about you. It was sometime this week because somebody did something How to Get Away with Murder related. I was watching it and I was like, are they about to do the scene that we did? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You know,
the crossover.
The crossover. We will forever be Annalise and Olivia.
Oh God, but going back to what you said for a moment, yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like basically the two major stressors in my life are non-existent at the moment. Yeah. Auditions and boy issues. Like, I don't have to worry about any of those right now. Yeah. And so for a while I was thinking like, where is the creativity going to come from? But like after I got through it and like just started writing again, I was like, oh, they're still there. There's still stuff there that I want to say and get out, and like we're doing it.
And you know, one thing that read a while ago is somebody, and you may have a better idea of this than me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you may be able to add to this. William Shakespeare wrote one of his best works during a plague.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, people were dying around him left and right. I don't know what their situation was. They quarantined, they social distance. I don't know what they did. But they were going through a plague, and he was able to write one of his best works. I don't know the title of the play, but I do remember reading this. And I'm just like, okay, well, how are any of us any different? And I was speaking to a friend of mine about this on social media. It really is great what everybody is doing right now, because I love that I do follow and I'm friends with so many other artists, because it's like, okay, if you're truly about this life, this is not going to stop you.
Yes.
So you're an actor who may not have had a job for a while. You had to work in a restaurant for survival and to pay the bills. You had to bartend or whatever it is you did. Okay, great. So for the past 2 months, your bartending job or your restaurant job or your survival job has not been a thing. But you say that this is what you eat, breathe, and think about all day long. So are you writing music? Are you writing your play? Are you making videos to entertain yourself and to entertain others? What are you doing as your creative outlet right now? And I love that I'm seeing so many people in our community,
Yes.
who are still doing stuff. Like, they're not just sitting at home moping and like, I don't know what to do with myself because I don't have my show or I don't have auditions. They're doing so many different things, and it's still entertaining the people. One thing that I was told earlier this week is that what I'm doing is a great thing because I'm entertaining people and giving them something to be I don't want to say distracted by, but in a sense distracted by. It's like it's giving them a smile or a laugh, or it's provoking some good emotion in them where they're like, I needed to see this right now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, my aunt actually sent me a message when I did Part of Your World, and she said that she started crying because she remembered me being a little boy and how I would just always sing that song. And she was like, this is like a dream realized for you. And I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And like, so to me, I think that that's one of the great things about this time period. Like, just because we don't have the casting agents or the casting rooms or the big budget productions right now to validate our worth as a performer doesn't mean that we should stop dancing, singing, acting, working on our craft, putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And even venturing up to other things right now, because a lot of people in our industry who are friends of ours are having epiphanies that this ain't the end all be all.
It is not.
It's not. And that they can do other things. And it's okay.
It is okay.
It is okay.
It is okay.
I always say this, and I think I've said this in a couple of videos, if not one. Mother Terry LaVille said this to me once. Live your life, because Broadway always going to be there.
It's gonna, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's my rant.
Yeah. All right. I did want to, even though we're in the midst of quarantine and the theater isn't really happening, some awards and nominations did go out.
Ooh,
they did. I first want to shout out our previous guest, Miss Danielle Fulton.
Absolutely.
This Drama League Award nomination for Distinguished Performance in Broadbent, Arkansas. Yeah.
Yes, I am so proud of her. Actually, I got to see her right before, like literally the week before they shut the city down. We were both at Chicken and Biscuits.
Yes. Oh.
Yes. And we were there on, like, I guess you could call it Black Broadway night or Black Industry night.
Yeah.
Yeah. and it was so good to see her. I haven't seen her. It's been a while. Like I think it's yeah. I want to say it's been at least 6 months since I've seen her, and
Oh,
she's just always so sweet,
she is.
and the level of her talent is just ridiculous. And I'm grateful to know her, and I'm so proud of her. And this is gonna segue real quick,
Uh huh.
because yeah. So yesterday just I'll mention Danielle when we talk about Hercules.
Okay, of course, of
Yeah,
course. We'll get.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's on the list. Don't worry.
Oh
Don't worry.
yes,
We'll
oh
get in there.
yes. You
I
know me,
did
I love to jump.
absolutely. I did also want to shout out my friend Janelle McDermott. She was nominated for the Lucille Lortel Award for "We're Gonna Die." At yes,
I love
yes,
that title.
at Second Stage, and it was the last piece of theater I saw before quarantine. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I love.
I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it's just interesting that that was the last piece that I saw entitled "We're Gonna Die," and then quarantine happened.
I love that our first two nominations. This is like to some lightheartedness to what you just said.
Hmm.
I love that our first two nominations were involved with the last two pieces of theater that we both saw before
Yeah,
quarantine began.
I was like, "Is this the last piece of theater I'll ever see? We're Gonna Die." I'm like, maybe. Who knows?
So listen, I think of it this way: if we ain't got sick by now, we good.
I I'm still taking my precautions. I'm
Oh,
still
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm just
Hmm.
like, yeah, I'm like, look, if it ain't happened by now, it probably ain't gonna happen. But I still ain't gonna be nobody's fool.
No,
I ain't gonna be in the middle of no park in Brooklyn where
no.
folks are literally on top of each other.
Oh my God!
Ugh.
I saw some things. I took a walk around this neighborhood yesterday. Just completely tangent, but I took a walk around the neighborhood yesterday and just saw yesterday full on cookout. Nobody, not a mask in sight. Just everybody.
Mm.
Just I'm just like this. Oh, oh, I know it's cute outside, but
Listen,
I, I,
I'm on
I.
punishment. My mama said I'm not allowed to go out and play. And I don't know about you, my mama's the type where she'll grab anything to beat you with. So,
Hmm.
so I'm staying in the house until my mama says it's okay to go outside.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And even then, I might just stay in the house just because I know she don't play.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. Anyway, next song.
yeah, yeah. Those are the only two I was gonna shout out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Yay.
I did want to. I guess I have a third one because it ties into the third thing. Um, you know L. Morgan Lee?
Yes, absolutely. I love El Morgan Lee. And if you another video, wait, am I loud in your ear?
No, no, no. I think we're going to talk about the same thing, but say what you're going to say. Danish Girl.
Um, absolutely,
We're
yes.
going to talk about this. Let's talk. Look at synchronicity. Didn't even plan this.
Um, I just wanted to say, I've known of her for a
Yes.
long time,
Yes.
and we follow each other. We're friends on social media. Believe it or not, she was actually going to take my headshots that I was planning to shoot in March.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really looking forward to that because I have no headshots with facial hair.
Yeah.
And I love her work. She is I remember the first video I saw of her before I even moved to New York was her singing Fabulous Baby from Sister Act.
Mm-hmm.
This was like in 2012. And wow, I was just like, okay, there's something there. And then I've seen like the work she's done over the past year, and then to see like the video she did. I love like the little monologue video she did. She actually
Yes.
inspired my Ike Turner monologue that I did as like the Chuck Turner monologue that I did as Ike Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the Dominique Devereaux version she did. She is a fabulous
Yes.
individual. Continue.
Yes. Okay. Okay. She was also nominated for a Lortel Award for A Strange Loop. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Oh, I did.
That
Yeah.
was brilliant.
Oh, I didn't see the play, but I saw that she was nominated.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Brilliant. But there was a video posted. She was singing a song from a new musical that they're doing an adaptation of The Danish Girl.
Yeah.
The story, of course, is one of the first people to receive gender confirmation surgery.
Yes.
And beautiful song. She sang it beautifully, of course, because that's what she does. But it was just so nice watching it to see that there's more material actually being written for the specific voices of trans people
Absolutely.
in musical theater. Because
Absolutely.
like we don't have enough. We just don't have enough. There's not enough in the rep. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, there's not enough representation in that world, and I think that it's great that we're able to be able to comfortably cast and be like, okay, you can play this role that was originally written for this particular type of performer.
Yes.
And we're going to, you know, think outside the box. But these girls and men,
yes.
we're not just going to talk about the girls. We're going to talk about everybody.
Of course.
Everybody's included. They need to be able to tell their stories. They need to be able to have a voice, you know, and they need to be included in the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, and that made me so happy because even thinking back to something like I don't want to shade the process or the person who did it, Gregory Haney, but like Bring It On, when it was originally done on Broadway, and thinking about like even like when it went on tour, the second tour, I was like I really wanted that role and I was trying to get that role, and it's like nowadays I'm just like that's not for us. And just even in that short period of time, I don't know if that role would go to a cisgender man.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't anymore.
Right now, yes. And so I'm just thinking like in that short period of time, I think that shows a change in the industry.
But then we also have to think of this too, because I remember when I saw it when it was on Broadway. So I know the first joke of that character. We're talking about the La Cienega.
La Cienega.
Right? Okay. The first joke of that character is that it is a drag role. Because I remember when she whoa, look, hold on. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because and this might be a different thing. I do agree that it has to be for our girls. But the thing, and maybe you can give me a better understanding of this. So when she first opened her mouth and like said her first line, everybody started laughing because they realized that it was a man in drag. So I don't know if that was the intention or...
The thing is that the character of La Cienega was billed as the first transgender teenage character on Broadway.
See, okay, I'm glad that you said that because I was not aware of that.
That was the thing, and we were happy to have like the character, like a trans character on Broadway, but not played by a trans person in that particular situation. And if you know the show, there are specific requirements. Like you would have to find a trans person who can do the Bring It On stuff, which is
not easy
for anybody.
Yeah, but they're out there.
Yeah,
they are out there. Okay, so in that case, so now that I have a better understanding, I do like take back what I just said. Like I said it from the understanding of at the time period. This is 2012. And, you know, they were like, you had Priscilla on Broadway, then you had Kinky Boots that was coming right in.
Right after, yeah.
And then, of course, because the character was played by a cisgendered male, I was not, because I'm going to be honest, I saw the show once. I really, even though I worked for the show, I really wasn't invested in it. I hate to say that. And I never really invested, like, in...
So I was just throwing it up as an example.
Yeah, and it's a perfect example. Because if you're going to write a character that is supposed to be trans, then you need to have the people, like, you have to have somebody who lives that life, who that's their walk.
Yes.
For that authenticity. Because to me, and I know that because there's other shows that have done this, that have had trans characters played by cisgendered men or cisgendered women. if like, and oh, I lost my train of thought because now you got me passionate about this because I really do believe that there needs to be more representation
Mm-hmm.
for our brothers, our trans brothers and
Yeah.
sisters. And it's an authenticity that comes with it because it's kind of a slap in the face to have a cisgendered actor play these roles and tell these stories when there are actors who do walk this walk and live this life that can tell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just brought it up because I don't think that would happen today. And I think that is a good thing.
It wouldn't. Like if
Yeah.
because like if they were to bring that show back to Broadway, I would hope that they would, even if they have to do a nationwide search, go out and find a girl who can play La Cienega and slay the heck out of that role.
Yeah.
And because they're out there.
Yeah.
They exist. They're here in the city.
Yes.
Yes, they're in the casting offices.
And so once again, just more representation. I was happy about that. I think we can move on to the topic that you wanted to bring up earlier.
Well, it's actually ironic because we've mentioned a few names who are on this list.
Yes, we have.
Yes. Okay. So you want to start this segment off?
I was gonna let you start. I'll go first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're talking about the Muses because Hercules is gonna get a live action movie by Disney. So that is happening. And we all know the Muses slaying down with the vocals. That's what we expect. We expect to see 5 fierce Muses giving us everything.
Absolutely.
We were going to discuss some casting ideas. I'm going to throw my names out there.
Wait. Let's
what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Let's go back. Okay.
You want to? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
This will be like opener part 2. Mm-hmm. So yes, they announced this week that they are green lighting the live action Hercules. Some names have been thrown around.
Okay.
Here's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen J-Hud, Anika Noni Rose, Beyonce. I've seen Sierra. I've even seen somebody say they want Lizzo to do it. And here, like, my thing is, I don't think it needs to be a celebrity or a star in those roles. Mm-hmm. When they cast the original 5 Muses, those were Broadway performers like Lillias White, LaChanze, Ross, Rhyme, and singers.
Yeah.
So I think that Disney doesn't necessarily need to rely on star power to cast those roles because you could like find 5 fierce Black girls, do it the way you did Little Shop. Like you found those 3 girls and they've had great careers since. I know we have, yes, like Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell, they're still here, you know? And they started off in Little Shop as the urchins and they're the ones everybody thinks of when you think of Little Shop. So why not go that same route? The Muses in the original movie weren't. Did you know that Patti LaBelle was up for that role? I think her name is Calliope, the Lillias White Muse. Yeah, there's actually an interview. If you look on YouTube, it said that Patti LaBelle was up for that role. Now, if Patti would have sang the heck out of that. I ain't gonna take that away from my best Auntie Patti. I can't wait to have dinner with her after this is over. Ooh. But and I do think that she would have slayed the heck out of that music, but it also would have changed the dynamic. Because can you imagine if Patti LaBelle would have been that lead muse, and then you had 4 like singers and Broadway girls behind her? It would have just been Patti and the girls, and it would have changed the dynamic of what the Muses were supposed to be. The Muses need to be a 5-person unit who can blend, slay their solos, but also they're hungry and are able to serve the energy of what the music is supposed to be the entire time. And I don't know if 5 celebrities together or 5 huge stars would be able to do that. I'm not saying that they can't, but I don't think it's necessary for this unit. All right.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw some names. I love all these people, and I love lots of other people as well.
Yes. And so we both have a
This is
list
not a
of people.
comprehensive list. This is just the
Oh no,
people.
these are people who I personally would like to see in the room.
Hmm.
Like that's my
Yes.
list. Yes.
Yes. I'm throwing out. I said Amber Riley. Is she too much of a star for you?
Yeah,
You think? Okay.
but I do, but I also think that because I have Alex Newell on my
Hmm.
list,
Oh yeah.
and so I also think that they're in a place where they can be a part of a unit,
Hmm.
where they have the vocals, they can slay,
Yes.
they are stars, but to me, I don't know, it's a different
I know.
situation,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
than a
Yeah.
than a
Beyonce.
Beyonce, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to an Amber Riley.
Hmm. Amber
Yeah.
Riley. Amber Iman.
Oh, she's on my list too. Amber Iman,
We know
like
what she does.
we know what she does, and if you don't know what she does, you need to look her up and find out what she does because Amber Iman to me serves like you know what I'm thinking of
Tone.
and looking at that tone. But
Tone.
do you remember that video? It came out a few years ago where it was her and the it was her and two other Peggies, the one on Broadway and the one on the other Hamilton tour, and they did
Hmm.
like a Happy Birthday Peggy video. Amber stole that video because she literally walked in and was like, and she was like, and Peggy, and was just giving it the entire time. Then she did a full spin, and I'm like, but I've heard them vocals, and I know she slays. So
Yeah.
she is on the top of my list of people that need to be in that room.
Amber's on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I have Shalea on this list. Shalea Frazier.
Okay,
She is. I don't know if you saw the Clark Sisters movie.
I haven't seen it yet. Me and my roommate tried to watch it.
Hmm.
Because we thought we had that the app that allows us to be able to do it on our TV, but
Yeah.
unfortunately we didn't. But I do have another Clark sister on my list.
Okay. I have. I
Uh-huh.
have. I have. Shalea on my list. She played Dorinda
Okay,
in the movie. So good.
absolutely.
I've been into her since seeing that. She was one of, I think, because I was familiar with everyone who played one of the sisters in the movie except Shalea and Christina Bell, who would also be fantastic. But those are the two. I think they would be great. Um,
Yeah.
who else?
Um,
Lettucey.
okay, I
I
can
want to see
see
Lettucey.
that.
I want Lettucey. I really do.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't think that. Okay. Let us,
Hmm.
yeah. Because Let Us See is a star, but to me, she
And
is
she's been on Broadway.
and she's been on Broadway, and she's so underrated. Like people just don't understand that gift that she
People
has.
don't get it.
I actually see her as the crazy thing is she's to me she would be the lead muse. I could totally see her because the thing about her is she can lead, but I feel
Hmm.
like she also does know how to. She does know how to be like, okay, it's your time, not right now.
Hmm.
Like when she did that Four Women with Jill Scott, Kelly Price, and Marsha Ambrosius.
Marsha, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So back to the Clark sisters. I
Uh-huh.
also have Angela Burchett.
Oh yes.
Enough said.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And of
Angela
course,
and
in the movie, she plays Jackie. Jackie doesn't sing a ton of leads in the group, but we know what Angela can do.
absolutely Angela Burchett. I was introduced to Angela Burchett when she played Motormouth on the
Uh-huh.
Hairspray tour back in
Yes.
2007.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, like she's so good.
Hmm.
And then I met her when I moved to New York years later. She's a
Yeah.
sweetheart, and
Hmm.
that talent matches.
Oh my God.
Like she's one of those people who when I see them advancing in their career, and she's
Mhm.
worked for a long time,
Yes, she has.
like I'm just so happy to see what she's been able to accomplish.
Absolutely. I remember I was introduced to her from oh Lord, Lights Out on Broadway, that Monday night situation
Oh
that used to
yeah,
happen.
I remember
And
that with
yes.
Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
yes.
You having a moment over Mr. Davis?
No, he's a good man. Like his
Okay, I thought you were having
he
a moment.
No, he is beautiful. Don't get it twisted. But I'm definitely like his spirit
Yes.
and his voice as well too.
Oh, yes. Another
Yes,
singer.
yes, yes.
But I was literally at Lights Out on Broadway. Angela's the host, and she's singing, singing, singing.
Hmm.
And I don't know what happened. I was just like literally just talking to someone and like realized that I wasn't, how do I say this? She was making things that I know are hard sound so easy that I
Yes,
didn't look up because I was just like, she doesn't sound like I have to worry about.
her trying.
Because I
She
was just like,
pulling. No,
yeah,
she
because I
doesn't
was
do
just,
that.
because I was like, when I hear this song sung, I usually look to see like, oh, is somebody gonna hit this note or is this gonna happen? But like, I didn't even think twice because I was listening to her. I was like, oh, she's just good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Them vocals.
Okay. Going
Ah,
next.
yes, next.
Seikon Senblo.
Oh, she should have been on my list. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is a chocolate brown skin goddess. And we've seen what she could do. I mean, come on, Motown.
Oh, goodness! And I saw her last season in Secret Life of Bees too. I think she got
Yes.
Lortel nominated as well. But oh my goodness, I would love to see
And
Seikon.
absolutely. That girl works.
She keeps the gig
Yeah.
in
That
all
girl
mediums,
in all
all mediums.
mediums. Lord.
um, Another on my list, Bree Jackson.
Yes, I was thinking of her
Uh huh.
because I was thinking of some of the girls from Color Purple, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, Cynthia would be an obvious choice
Yeah.
for a muse. I could totally see Cynthia as a muse, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, Bree to me is a bit more underrated, and I feel would be a bit more hungry.
I would love to see Bree
Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah, I would love to see Bree Jackson. I could totally see that, and I've seen her be a part of a unit
Mm-hmm.
because she was one of the I think she was a church lady originally
Yeah.
in that production of Color Purple,
Mm-hmm.
but before that I saw her and Priscilla as
Mm-hmm.
one of the divas. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I can agree with that.
And like
um
I love her videos on Instagram when she's always has. Well, she would be singing like when she was on Book of Mormon before oh she
Color
good
Purple.
lord yeah no before COVID I meant to say she was
Oh
touring.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so every stop, she and whoever was playing piano for her would like just do a cover or something, and it would just be like
Oh,
just
why do I
casual,
not follow her?
just sitting around singing like down in like some random dressing room or some random hallway on the road. I'm just like just casual, just a
I need to
casual
follow
slay.
her. Yeah, clearly
Yeah,
I need to follow her. She's doing stuff like that.
absolutely.
Let's see. What else I got? Okay.
Do your list. You do everybody on your list that I haven't said yet.
You just
Cause
want me to go down?
yeah,
I have a
because
list.
I'm done with my list because I had seen your list. So I knew certain people you were going to cover.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start with Marisha Wallace. Like she was. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
come on. That
yeah.
voice. That's that Southern
And
Baptist choir.
she has the spirit behind it too.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so proud of her because I've known of Marisha for literally years, and
Mm-hmm.
we've always like known of each other and had a great rapport with each other, and I've seen her journey and how she's become a star.
Yes.
Like she is becoming a star, and for her to start off at, like when she was playing Effie's alternate in London, and
Mm-hmm.
now for her to have taken over, now she's done a she was in
Waitress and
Waitress. She did the movie version of Aladdin. She did Broadway's Aladdin.
mm-hmm.
Like, come on, sis.
Yeah.
Yes, she definitely needs to be in the room. And I honestly, considering it is a Disney project, and she already has like at least two other Disney projects, I feel she'll probably be in the room.
Yes.
Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? And she's got it.
She's got
She's
it.
got it. Um. Okay. Um. My girl Ashanti Jaria.
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. Ashanti sings down like
All the time.
all the time. And she has highs, she has lows. If you don't know her, get into her.
She has the range.
She has the range. She can definitely she can sit middle, top, bottom, whatever you want. So Carla Hargrove from Little Shop of Horrors. To me, I feel like, and this is only because I'm more so familiar with some. I know she has more range than this, but I want to see her be one of the girls on the bottom. Because if you listen to that Little Shop soundtrack, especially when you get to her solo in the finale, like she's down there, and I like that about her.
Yes.
Let's see, Felicia Boswell.
Say no more. Say no more.
Absolutely.
Good Lord.
Yes.
I when I hear the name Felicia Boswell, I think about that YouTube video that came out when she was doing the Memphis tour of all the sound checks. It was just from city to city, all her Colored Woman sound checks, and she did that riff at the end, and everyone on stage just like fell out, and I was just like, good Lord.
The disrespect.
Because why? And I honestly, and I'm gonna. This may be controversial.
Say it.
I don't think anyone sang Aida better. I love Heather. I don't think Aida has been sung better.
Now you know you said something there if you got me to be quiet. Yeah.
That's my opinion on Miss Felicia.
I love Felicia Boswell. Okay, so who's next? I have Anastasia McCluskey.
Yeah.
Sis sings.
Yes.
And she has like that from the gut.
Yeah.
Like
how does that go again?
And she's sus. Like,
yeah.
I love her. Like, yeah. Then we have Aisha Jackson.
Yes.
And with Miss Aisha, I just want to say, if y'all need a refresher on what this girl can do, go look up her "Ain't No Party" video from when she was like in high school.
High school?
I think she was in high school when she did that video.
Slaying "Ain't No Party" in high school?
I remember that video came out like in 2010 or 2009, and people were like, "Who is this child?" Now, mind you, she's in her 20s, but she looks like a baby. Like, she still looks like she's in high school. But that throat is anointed.
Jesus. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Definitely.
And another baby that we know with an anointed throat. Nasia Thomas.
Nasia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you see those videos from Carolina Change?
No, I haven't seen them yet. And she's another one. Last time I saw her was at the Chicken and Biscuits right before this whole situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I know sis.
The three ladies, Nasia's one of them in the trio.
Yeah, the radio. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I was really looking forward to that situation.
It's supposed to be coming back. They've rescheduled that production. Hopefully everybody's still attached to it. Unless they're like on other stuff. Which is
gonna be a thing too.
We'll see.
We'll get into that in a second though.
Oh, we're gonna go. Okay.
I have like a list of 20.
Yeah, 20.
Jasmine,
yes.
Richardson.
Jasmine
Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
Former guest on Take the Stairs, but also a little tidbit. when I was doing my research, because when I put that video together of who I thought should be in this live action as the Muses,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for a sound bite so that way I could have like the Zero to Hero playing in the background, but I didn't want it to. I either wanted it to be from a particular point of the song,
Mm-hmm.
or I just wanted to be an instrumental, and I chose to do the instrumental instead. I found a video
Uh-huh.
of Miss Jasmine. I don't know if it was a Disney cruise or a Disney theme park. She was
think it was a
playing the
cruise.
Muse. She was playing the lead Muse,
Oh God.
and they were doing Zero to Hero. It was her and two other girls,
Oh, God.
and you could tell it was like a Disney theme thing because it wasn't the actual number. It was like her and two
Mhm.
other girls, and she did that big note and then just went into it. She was dressed up, serving like she does, and I was like, "This is her audition tape.
Just send it over.
Just send it over. Congratulations, you have one Muse down."
Wonderful. Work is done.
Who else? Lakrita.
Mm-hmm.
Lakrita.
Lakrita.
I really think Lakrita would be a great choice. Like, I've worked with her a few times.
Yes.
And why not?
Why not?
Then, now this one, she's a star, but I feel like this type of project would really be good for her, and I would like to see what she would give. And she's so beautiful and so talented. Jade Nova. Yeah,
I could get into that.
I could get into that.
I can get into that, yeah.
And she would serve, like, if they gave her like that head wrap look, I mean, really any look they give her, she'd be okay.
Absolutely.
Tiffany Mann.
Tiffany, yes. Yes. That's a voice. Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. But then I also kind of want to throw her mama in the mix too. So, but we know Miss Tamala Mann. Because I mean, hey, why not?
Why not?
So I have Danielle Fulton as well.
Yes, Miss Danielle.
Because hell yes.
Yeah, it's a gift.
And we're getting down to the end of the list here. Also have Charity Angel Dawson. There's a lot of Effies on this list now that I think about it.
There's a few.
Yeah, but also in order to
it lends itself to the role.
Yeah, because you need to be able to like slay the vocals because that's the Muse's role, but also be able to know how to be a part of a group.
Yes,
and that's because that's a big thing. You have to be able to move as a unit. Let's see. So Charity, oh God, I hope I'm saying her name right. And if I don't, my roommate gonna kill me. Dakina Moore.
Yes, Dakina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweetheart. I'm just going like her. I'm just all the Little Shop girls. Give me Trisha.
All of them.
Trisha Jeffrey. Give me Dakina. Give me Carla.
Yes.
Like, Tareya Campbell. Put her in there. Then
come on.
Let's see who else we got. Ramona Keller.
Ramon. Oh, good. Beast.
And she was in the stage production they did over the summer as a Muse. And and another one that I've mentioned, Frenchie Davis, and she and Ramona both commented, and Frenchie said that Ramona needs to be the one on the top. She needs to be the one on the top of the harmonies.
Of course.
And of course, we know Frenchie slays.
Frenchie.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's a lot of wonderful people who could do this really well.
This last one is going to be... This is my last one.
Okay.
We've already talked about, I do want to mention Alex Newell, because, come on. That throw, and also Inclusion. MJ Rodriguez.
MJ. Yes.
Inclusion. But the last one that I want us to talk about, Adrienne Warren.
Yeah.
Yes. Adrienne has grown so much from when I was introduced to her through the production of Dreamgirls she did in 2009. She's the lead in the Tina musical on Broadway. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that she was, or actually I believe is, I'm still going to say it as it's happening, she is winning a Tony for her performance. Come on.
Yeah.
And I think, and so she has experience being in a unit of girls. I think she'd be great playing one of the muses. She's beautiful. That throat. Tina's not easy to sing. So if you're going to sing Tina, you got to have throat. You got to have throat. Absolutely. So I definitely, yeah. But realistically, out of everybody mentioned, there's hundreds.
There's so many.
Like, this video can go on for hours. Because if we talk about every single
everybody we know,
everybody we know needs to be in the room where it happens. Like, I remember one of my friends based on the video I made of all the girls that I'm thinking of, they were able to put together at least 2 or 3 teams of muses.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, great. Let's just make a movie where each time you go see it, it's a different set of muses. Because there's too many girls, but the truth is you do have to find that right 5 that are going to be able to blend together, not just vocally, but
energetically as well. Yeah.
Energetically, yeah. And my whole thing about it is I don't know if you get a team of 5 stars, like huge name celebrities, if they're going to be able to do that. I think that'd be smart for a concert. Like if you were doing like Disney Presents Hercules in concert on ABC, and you wanted Jennifer, Anika, Beyonce, this person, that person. Realistically, what they should do for something like that too is get the original 5 because they're all still alive and still singing.
Yes.
I wouldn't even be opposed to them being in the movie.
I would not be mad at that at all.
Yeah. I'm only going to say this because I know how Hollywood and casting works. Actually, and we're going to get into that too in just a second. Because I'm watching this series on Netflix. I'm actually going to watch the season finale after we finish this video.
All right.
Yeah. Netflix by Ryan Murphy.
Hollywood.
Hollywood on Netflix. By Ryan Murphy. It's so good. But back to Hercules, then we'll get into Hollywood. The only thing that I think that would hold back the original 5 is some of the stuff they may be required to do in the film. Like, like the choreography and some of the stunts that they may have them to do. I don't know if all 5 of them would be able or are willing to do that. They will work, and I'm sure they could work around that. Realistically, it's about the vocals, but I do get why they would want to cast new or younger, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
They're gonna do what they want to do.
They do what they want to do. Like, it may actually, like, if they decide to, it is going to be Beyonce and J Hood and Anika, and it's just going to be Dreamgirls Part 2. I mean, shoot, they already got the costumes that fit them. And then, but either way, I'm excited and I'm going to go see it. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe I'll be one of the Greek gods in the background or something like that. Who knows?
I'm looking forward.
I'm still hoping that I can find my way to weasel my way into that Little Mermaid movie.
Come on.
It's too late for me to play the crab, but I could at least be a sailor in the background. Oh, but yeah, let's talk about. Have you seen Hollywood on Netflix?
I have not.
Oh my goodness! Honestly, me and my roommate Trisha, we started watching it yesterday. We started watching it while we were having dinner. She had to go to bed because she's an essential worker right now.
Yes.
So I stayed up and watched 5 out of the 7 episodes. Wow. This morning, I've finished the 6th episode, and I'm on the finale, and I'm going to finish it once we're done. Once we're done with this episode. But it is really good. Ryan Murphy's work, I'm just going to say I have a crush on Ryan Murphy.
Oh.
I've never seen this man.
You've seen him.
I don't know if I've ever seen him physically.
You don't know what he looks like?
I don't know what he looks like.
You wouldn't know Ryan Murphy if he smacked you in the face.
Nah, like we could literally be in a restaurant. He could be at the table next to us, and I
Really?
can't say that yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I know his book. I know his work, and I didn't even realize this until I did a little bit of research. I've been a Ryan Murphy fan since I was in middle school because one of his first works that I saw and
Freaks
liked
and
was this
Geeks?
show. Oh no, not that.
Not
Freaks
that?
and Geeks I did watch though, but the one that I like binge watched and was a huge fan of was his show on the WB in like the early 2000s called Popular, which
Ah,
to me, you remember?
I don't.
It was like Glee before Glee. So
Okay.
imagine like a Dawson's Creek type of drama series about like the nerdy. I wouldn't say she's nerdy. She's just not. She's like the rebel girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the popular girl who's like the head cheerleader. You know, all that early 2000s trope.
Absolutely.
And the two of them are enemies. They don't get along, but they end up becoming stepsisters because the unpopular girl's mother and the popular girl's father are having a secret relationship and announce that they're getting married to the yeah. So then it becomes about like their two groups of friends, like their interminglings. It was actually a really good show. But then in like its second season, it became very comedic. Still had like some deep dark stuff, like like teen suicide, school shootings, the pressures of society, weight loss, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was to me, it was Glee before Glee.
Good.
Because it came out like a full decade before Glee came out. But yeah, Ryan Murphy's work, American Horror Story, Pose, like,
of course,
American Crime Story, the list goes on and on. Like,
Normal Heart. Yeah.
And this is really up there. The characters are so fleshed out, and I feel like every actor needs to watch it. Like, there was one part where I got really teary-eyed. Jeremy Pope is doing an amazing...
Oh, yeah. He's in this.
He's doing an absolutely amazing job. Patty LaPoon's in it. She's serving. And to me, this is her biggest screen role that she's ever played. And I like how they set her up.
Good.
I do. I really do. And Queen Latifah's in it.
Nice.
And get into it. Like,
all right.
after we get off, go start watching it, because I'm telling you, it's worth the 7 hours or the 8 hours.
I will have to check it out. I've been meaning to. I've heard good things about it so far. Figuring this stuff out. We are back. Take a little break, because somebody's not wearing pants. And couldn't stand up on camera unless you go to the OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. I don't have an OnlyFans yet.
My goodness. Well,
quarantine ain't over. What about Beyonce? Keep finish.
Well, she mentioned on. So, first of all, let me just say this. Even
I'm not judging anybody with OnlyFans, but keep going.
Yes. Oh, trust me. Once the videos get onto other sites that I can watch for free, I'm here for it. I know I'm
wrong. Trying to make some money.
I said that. Anyway, but no. So there are two things that this quarantine has really made me I'm over it. It's overdone and played, and everybody named Mama has hopped on it. And unfortunately, I have to say, even we kind of did it.
Yes, we did.
I'm over the don't rush past the makeup brush challenge. It was cute at first. There were a few cute videos out there, but I don't want to hear that song anymore, and I don't want to see those videos anymore. I'm so tired of it. I get it. We're all bored and don't have nothing else to do, but come on, let's come up with something else at this point. Then I'm over hearing the Savage song and people doing the Savage dance challenge. But Beyonce released her remix version of it this week, which has now revitalized the Savage challenge, because now everybody's doing the Beyonce version of it. I'm like, oh God, I just want this song to be done. It's the Bodak Yellow of 2020, which is great for Megan Thee Stallion. I'm
Megan's getting her bag.
Hey, do your thing, girl. But I'm definitely okay at this point. And maybe it's because it's no other music is really out there and being released right now. It's okay, what else you got? Can we please Yeah.
I'm thinking about what's it, her song "Cash It" right now.
Mm. Oh yeah, I've heard a few of her other songs that
It's good.
I like. Yeah,
I'm into it.
but I'm definitely like, okay, can we do some like, yeah, Savage and Don't Rush, Makeup Passing, Brush Passing. It's played at this point. I said this on May 3rd, 2020. Y'all have been doing this since March. It's
Marcus.
played. Let's come up with something else.
Why are we reading? and we have our read. I was thought we were gonna get through a whole show without a read.
I tried. It's
It
because we
wouldn't-
started talking. It's segue. We started talking about OnlyFans. Then it went into Beyonce mentioning OnlyFans on the Savage remix. Then my whole sentiment about please can we get through the rest of this quarantine or don't rush.
Good Lord. Well, I'm so glad to check in with you.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad everyone who's watching is checking in with us, seeing that we're okay. We're still here.
We're still here. We ain't going nowhere.
We're going nowhere. Thank you so much. Of course, we're on the Instagram. It's going to be down here. We are on, individually and also as Take the Stairs.
Yes.
Make sure you're subscribing on the iTunes. I keep saying iTunes. It's Apple Podcasts now, but wherever you get your podcasts, we're going to be there as well as the YouTube. All of that fun stuff. Thank you so much. We do appreciate your support so much, everyone. And how do we close, Marcus?
Ooh, okay. So now you got me wanting to do the ASMR version, but I'm gonna keep it. It's an inside joke, y'all. But I'm gonna do it regular.
Yeah.
The elevator to success is broken. You must what?
Take the stairs. We can't sync up because it's on video.
This is why we need to be in the same room.
But you know what? We'll make it work.
Absolutely.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody stay blessed.
Stay safe.
Yes. Come on, Jay.
Because you know how I get. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Take the Stairs. Thank you for being patient with us and our delays due to the quarantine and getting more content to you. I hope you are all staying safe and taking care of yourselves. If you have a moment, please be sure to give us a rating or review in Apple Podcasts or wherever you happen to get your podcasts. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.